Hey there everyone, so welcome back to another video. Now, in this video, I'll be telling you how to get started with GitHub. Okay, so what is GitHub? Let us talk about something about GitHub. So GitHub is a version control system. Basically, it's a hosted service and Git is the version control system. What does Git do and GitHub do? Let me tell you. First of all, Git is for version control system. Like if you're creating a big project, a large scale project with a huge team, you need to manage the versions of your application. Okay, so what does Git do is it tracks your code, it tracks the changes made to your code over the period of time, and GitHub saves the snapshot of your code for the specific time. Okay, when you're pushing your code now, it has created a snapshot to store your code at this point of time. And if you're just pushing another change, that will be another snapshot that will be stored in any other place. Okay, so let's just get started quickly. Now, to get started, you need to have a GitHub account. So let me tell you, just go to github.com, do nothing, go to sign up, and just provide your email, password, and username. Okay, you have to provide these three things, and then you will be good to go. Okay, so they will send an verification email to your email address, provided email address. Okay, so after creating your account, let me just get into my account. Okay. After you sign into your account, you'll get some interface like this. Okay. So first of all, here there will be no repositories. Okay. So first thing is to create your new repository. Okay. So you can click on this new. Okay, now you can create a repository from right here, but what we'll be doing is we'll be using Git CLI and GitHub CLI. Okay, first of all, you need to download this Git CLI from gitscm.com. Okay, so download Git CLI from here. And click on download for Windows and it will start downloading the code for download for Windows. And you can see click here to download the latest version. Okay, so just okay. Now, if you'll see, it has started downloading. I'll cancel it because already I have that. Okay, and you have one another thing called GitHub CLI. Okay, so GitHub CLI also, and you have this command line interface as well as you have another option for GitHub Desktop. Okay, GitHub Desktop. You can also go ahead and use that. Okay, so I'm quite familiar with this CLI version, so I'm not using this one much. Okay, so you can also use this one. Okay, I'll be providing you both the guides for GitHub CLI as well as the GitHub Desktop. Now, after downloading it, okay, after downloading it, you need to execute the installer. Let me show you where are my installers placed. Okay, now you can see this is Git CLI, and this is the GitHub CLI. Okay, just let me copy these three things from my desktop, paste it here. Okay, so these are the three installers that you need. First one is the Git CLI. You need to click this, click on yes, and it will go ahead and just go for additional icons. You can just check that out. But let me tell you, just go with all the default settings. Okay, so now removing previous Git version. Actually, I already have a Git version. Uh, okay, so already I have. Let me click on cancel. Okay, so let me go to my CMD, the terminal. Okay, and type in Git here. Okay, so I think they removed the previous version of Git. I need to install that again. Okay, so okay, click on yes. Next, next, next. I'll just go with the default settings. It will start installing Git on my system. Okay. Okay. So now you can. see this launch git bash. Now after you'll do this, you'll have some interface like this, a terminal like interface. Let us just zoom in that. Okay, so you can see this is my laptop. Okay, this is my laptop name. And what I'll do is I'll type a git. Okay, so you can see it has listed a lot of comments and with that description. Okay, so you can see git rm, git restore, okay, git mv to move or rename a file, a directory, or a symnet. Okay, so you have a lot of comments. Okay, so we'll be going for only the push commit, okay, and rebase. Okay, so you can see we have a lot of comments right here. Okay, so okay, and then you have something called GH. Now this will be the GitHub CLI. Okay, now if we'll go and execute the GitHub CLI, if we'll click on next. Okay, so I have already installed, but you will have an option for install here. Okay, so I have already installed that GitHub CLI. Now, okay, so I'll be executing the setup. Okay, and then we'll have this GitHub desktop. Okay, after you execute it, it will automatically start. Okay, so you can see GitHub desktop is being installed. It will launch once it's done. Okay, since it has been already installed on my system, it will not take much time. Okay, so just remove. And after going through this, you'll have an option for login. Let me just do one thing. Okay, so you'll have an option for login into your GitHub account. You can just go ahead and log in, and in this repositories list, you'll have none of the repositories. Okay, so what I will do is now I will create a new folder here. Tutorial, get tutorial. Now let me just bring that into my folder only. I don't want any confusions. Okay, so now what I'll do is I will just go ahead, open with code. Okay, open it with my Visual Studio Code. Now I'll create some sample files here. Okay, index.html. Now you can see I'm having this index.html file. I'll write something like here. Okay, let us just go ahead and bring in get bootstrap. Okay, so you'll be wondering why I'm using get bootstrap. Okay, so this is for only for demonstration. I'm not gonna use this. Okay, let me just copy this only a sample page. And what I'll do is I'll just right click and click on open with live server. Now live server is an extension that you can use. Now you have this hello world right here. Okay. Now after seeing this hello world, what we'll do is come here and write here git init. Okay. Now what this will do is it will initialize an empty git repository right here. Now uh, if I'll see here, let me show you. Git init, create an empty Git repository or reinitialize an existing one. Okay, so what this will do is it will initialize an empty repository right here. Click on enter. Okay, now you can see by default VS Code has this Git icon. You can click on this and manage your commits very easily. But I'll be not showing you that now. Okay, now then you'll have this Git add file contents to the index. Okay, so they will be staged after you have done this git add then dot. Why dot? Because we want to add all the files present in this working directory. Okay, and then we will have something called git commit. Okay, the record changes to the repository. And this git commit, what this will do is git commit. Okay, so you'll have this UI here. So it will ask you to enter your message. But what I will do is I'll just write here. Okay, I'll just write here. Suppose let us say initial commit. Okay, and escape colon W3. Now what this will do is it will add a commit message for me. Now what also I can do with another method, I'll be telling you that one. Now git uh wait a second. Okay, so what you need to do is now inside the GitHub CLI, what you need to do is you need to do something git gh auth log. Okay, now after the gh auth login, go ahead, press enter. Okay, so if you're already logged into your GitHub account, copy this authentication token, this code, and you will be redirected to your page. Paste it here, continue, and it will ask to authorize GitHub or not. Okay, so I want to authorize GitHub. For once, it will ask you your password. Wait a second. I think I entered my wrong password. Okay, so now it will show me congratulations, you are all set. Now after logging in, you can see I'm getting this info that you are already logged into this account. So it's already logged in. So it will just show you this message if you are not yet logged into your GitHub CLI. Okay, so then what you can do is you can write a git gh repo create. Okay, so GH repo create. Now you can just click check on any of these. Create an empty repository on GitHub from scratch. Create a new repository. Create a new repository on GitHub from a template repository, or push an existing local repository to GitHub. Okay, so I'll select this because this folder is already uh, initialized as a GitHub repository. Okay, so I'll write a dot. Okay, so path to local repository is dot because I'm just pushing this entire folder. Now you can means name this repository anything. You'll have a option for description. Okay, a tutorial on Git and GitHub. Okay, a tutorial on Git and GitHub public. Okay, and then what it will ask is, do you want to add a remote? Okay, yes. Should it be called origin? Okay, so push the. Okay, now you will see that. Wait a second. Okay, now if you'll go to your GitHub account, click on this your repositories, you'll have a repository called Git tutorial. Now you have this particular file right here. Okay, so what is the manual way to do that? Suppose let us say I am creating another repository. Okay, so I'll be deleting that one. Okay, right away. Now what you can do is after doing this, let me tell you the manual part. Click on this new. Okay, click on this new Git tutorial. Wait a second, tutorial 2. Okay, Git tutorial 2. You can select it, it will be either private or public. Okay, so private means only you can see the repository, and you can also add collaborators to your private. Now, what is this README file? A README file is something that appears at the home page of your repository. Okay, so you can see at a git ignore template, none. Okay, what is a git ignore template? Git ignore is a special file that will track the files which will not be pushed onto the version control system. Okay, specifically, if you want some files that shouldn't be tracked by the version control system, you can add a git ignore template. Now, if we'll go here and select a git ignore template, let us say we are selecting no, okay, and choose a license. You can choose any of the licenses right here. Okay, you can see I have a MIT license. Now this is the standard license that everyone uses. Okay, choose a license, MIT license, create a repository. Okay, now what I can do is, okay, so it's creating a repository for me. You can see initial commit. Now you can see I have already having this MIT license by default, copyright 2025 Lakshya Dash, and this is the MIT license that has been by default added by GitHub. Okay, now what I can do is add file. Inside add file, you have this option like upload files or create a new file. If you go for create a new file, you need to type everything from here scratch. Okay, if you click on upload a file, you can see drag your files to add them to a repository. Okay, what I can do is I'll go into any of my folders. Okay, let us say inside my downloads, and I want to let us say push this image to my GitHub. Okay, so I'll just drag and drop. Now you can see it's uploading one of my files. Okay, now it's uploading my file. Now you can see there is a default commit message that is add files by GitHub. If you'll not change that, it will just add this commit like that only. Okay, add your fancy image. Okay, if I enter this one, what will happen is it will go for commit changes, and whenever I commit the changes, you can see add code fancy image. So you have this image right here. Okay, now what you can do is, okay, what we can do is we can also pull this repository up. We can clone this repository either by using this HTTPS method or GitHub CLI method. If we go for the HTTPS method, you need to do something like git clone and then this URL. Let's go for this GitHub CLI. Copy this. Okay. If we go for download zip, it will start downloading the zip file. Okay, you can see it. This is the main branch where my code has been already pushed. Okay. Now what I'll do is I'll go into my documents. Okay. And right here something. Let's say open in terminal. Okay. And what I'll do is I'll write here. I'll just do a right click on my mouse and it will automatically paste that. Now what it will do is it will just exactly clone this repository. Now note that you can only clone the repositories that are public. Okay. Now if you are already logged into your specific account and you have a private repository that is only authored to you, you can only clone your private repositories, not any other private repository. Okay, so you will see I'm having this Git tutorial too. I'm having all of this folders of files. Okay, and a .git folder. Okay, now I'll delete this. I don't need this one. Okay, now I'll just exit my command prompt and my GitHub CLI, Git CLI. Okay, so now if I'll see this git ignore template, this git ignore will have a lot of things here. Okay, so these are the particular files that will be ignored whenever you are going for like if you want to ignore some files from your version control. Let us say we are having a .env file that contains our gmail underscore username, okay, and gmail underscore password, and I don't want that this particular file should be added to my version control. Now you can see u means it has been added, not added. Actually, it put put to this changes part. Okay, what I can do is I can just write here dot git ignore. Okay, and if I write here dot env, you'll see that the opacity of this dot env changes. Okay, so I'll just say that you can see the opacity of this has changed to a little bit lighter ones, as this will be now ignored by our version control system. Okay. Now what I can do is after making changes, what we can do is we can directly go to this GitHub icon, this one, enter our commit message here. Okay. So what I'll do is I'll just tell you another way of writing the commit message without writing this GitHub git commit only. It will open the editor for changing the commit message. We can write a -m for the message flag. Okay. Add git ignore. Git ignore. Okay. Now what I can do is it will show me that untracked files. Now if I write a git status, it will show you that this has not been added yet. Okay, so we need to run the git add dot again because we want that everything should be staged. Every changes, each and every changes should be staged. Git commit, and now we have a commit message. Now git push origin. Okay, now git push, and this is the name Okay, so it had asked me, okay, so what should be the new remote called? Okay, so this is the remote which is called as origin. You can also change the name, but I'll suggest you to give it only the name of origin and git push origin. Then comes the name of the branch. Okay, now if you are not sure about the branch name, you can just go ahead and check out the branch name of the Git tutorial. Now note that we are working in the Git tutorial part. Okay, so you can see we are having this Git tutorial. This is the master branch, Git push origin master. Okay, now you can see our changes have been pushed. Okay, we'll have two commits right here, the git ignore and the index.html. Now let us say we don't want this message. We want to change this message. Okay, so git commit dash dash amend. Okay, now okay, now git commit dash dash a not double n. Okay, so I misspelled that. A AMEND amend. Okay, AMEND amend. Now you can see it has opened the editor to come change the name of the commit. Okay, so add git ignore. So press this one shift ins. Okay, add git ignore. Now I'll write an updated. Okay, now press ESC colon W2 to save that and get push origin. Now that will be dash dash force flag. Now what this will do is it will just not throw any warnings or errors. It will forcefully push all the changes to your GitHub. Okay, so if I'll reset, if I'll reload, you can see add git ignore updated. Now let us say we want to remove this particular change. We want to revert this change. We don't want this git ignore right here. Okay, what you can do is I can write here git reset head. Okay, note that if you're having only one commit, let us say you're having only the initial commit, this command will not work. You need to have one or more commits or not one, more than more than one commits to make this command work. Okay, I'll press enter. Now you'll see that it has brought the changes. Okay, back. Now what I'll do is I'll write here git push origin master dash dash force. Now what this will do is it will undo all the changes. Now we'll see that our git ignore file has been removed already. Okay, so we can also go ahead and just do here add git ignore. Okay, so we can go ahead and commit and just do a git push origin master. Okay, now you'll see that this will be pushed to master branch. Now I'll reload this. You'll see this is the add git ignore here. Okay, so I'll go for start bootstrap. Okay, start bootstrap. Let us say we are going not here. Okay, so let us go to the example. Let us download this example. Okay, so what I'll do is I'll just download all the examples. Okay, uh, so it will download all the examples. Let us go to download WinRAR. Okay, sorry, she was my mother. Okay, so I'll just extract here. Now you can see we're having this directory. Let's go for this. Where is that? Where did I find that? Uh, that was named as. Let us see. Okay, so it was named as product. Okay, so you have this product. Now let us just copy that. Okay, let us just go back to our this. So this is not located anymore. Okay, what I'll do is come here directly. Wait a second. Okay, paste it in. Paste. Okay. So now you can see what I'll do is I'll just remove this I'll just remove this index copy. Let us just cut everything, paste it here. Okay, I'll just paste it here. What is this asset slash color mode JS? Okay, so I think this file does not exist here. Okay, so it might raise some errors. Okay, let us just fix some of the thingies right here. Okay, let's find it product, right? Clean headline. Okay, so they have just changed that. Okay, so this is docs slash assets. Let us see. Okay, so it's referring to the root assets. Okay, let me see when where am I using this dot slash ones? The dot slash this slash. Okay, so I think I need to import this assets folder right here. Let us go ahead to our documents again. Not documents, actually the Bootstrap 5 examples. And here I'm having this assets folder right here. Okay, just copy this assets folder, go back, okay, to the documents. And here I'm having this, right, where I'm having the, okay, YouTube courses, Git tutorial, paste it here. Okay, paste it here. Now I'll not do dot slash. Instead, I'll only write this dot slash. Okay. Now delete this index copy. Okay. Now you will see that here we have this particular file. Let us inspect for any of the errors. No, we are not encountering any errors. Okay, this is all right. Okay, so auto, so it's light, dark, auto. Okay, if you'll see the source code, it's actually the same. Okay, now let us just close this. Okay, what I'll do is change the title, Git and Github tutorial. Okay, so I'll just erase this. Okay, now what I'll do is I'll tell you that. Okay, now what I'll do is I'll tell you that let us just close this. Okay, we'll not use this GitHub and Git CLI. Let us just move into GitHub desktop. Okay, so I'll move into GitHub desktop. Okay, now what I'll do is I'll just go ahead and options. Okay, sign out of github.com, sign into github.com, continue with the browser. Now I'll continue to this account. Okay, authorize desktop, open github desktop.exe. Okay, now what I'll do is you can see I'm having all of this folders right here. Now what I'll do is go here, add an existing repository from a local drive, select it, choose the path. Okay, note that the folder should have been initialized as a empty GitHub repository. Okay, so unless and until it is not being initialized, it will not work. Select folder. Okay, add repository. Now you can see it has tracked our changes. Okay, so you can see it has already tracked our changes. I think there are some fixes in the icon part. Okay, so let us see for the icon part. Have they provided any icon here or any like? Let us check out. Just check out everything. I don't think they have provided. Okay, so product.css that is already existing. No, I don't think there are any errors. Okay, so let us check it again. I don't want any errors right here. Inspect console. Okay, so we don't have any errors. Good enough. Okay, so let us just close this Visual Studio Code. And what I'll do is here, I have this your account emails. Okay, so just ignore that. Okay, so what I'll do is I will write here like uh, add bootstrap example. Okay, so what I'll do is I'll go for commit to master and then I'll go for push origin. Okay, now I'll go here. Okay, I'll go here, reload it. Now what this will do is add bootstrap example right here. Okay, now let me tell you one thing. GitHub provides free hosting. Okay, so that's a very nice thing. Okay, go to settings. Okay, go to settings and you will have a setting for like here you can see it's showing pages. Okay, pages now deploy from a branch or you can use GitHub Actions best you for frameworks. Okay, and customizing your build process. Okay, what this will do is it will automatically go ahead and run some GitHub actions. Will not just go for that one. Now you have to select your branch. Know that in case of multiple branches, you need to select your specific branch. Okay, so branch and then click on this save. Okay, now you can see with the GitHub interface, you can change the visibility of your uh, website. Okay. Now custom domain. Do you have any custom domain? You can just go ahead. Okay. Now go to this part and let us see if you have uh, see. Now you can see click on this yellow dot. You'll see the details. Okay. Now it is building our application. Okay. Now everything is completed. Okay, and build deploy. I think deploy is being running. Deploy is running. Okay, okay, complete job and our repository has been deployed. Okay, so you can see click on this deployments. Okay, click on that link and you will have this codewithlux.github.io slash git tutorial slash. Now you'll have this index.html right here. Okay, I think that was more than enough for learning the GitHub. Okay, as a beginner, you will need only this much of guide. Okay, thank you so much everyone for watching this video and I will see you next time.